My name is Mike Sadler, and I've spent my life with cars. Whether it's sand dunes and drag strips, museums, car shows, even the backyard garage, I'm always on the lookout for speed and shine. Hey, welcome back to Speed and Shine. As you can see, I got the driver's side metal work done. Now I'm up to my favorite part, the Bondo. Oh, the Bondo. Today's episode is a good one. It's our annual Autorama episode, and it's the 70th Detroit Autorama. And we met some very special guests. We interviewed Chucky Davis from Street Outlaws, Little Daddy Roth, Johnny Jalopy, and the winner of the ultimate award at the Autorama, the Riddler. Check it out. Do you like Mustangs? Do you like Camaros? Do you like hot rods, rat rods, classic cars? This is a place to be. The 70th annual Autorama in Detroit, Michigan. Let's go inside. Adam, I saw this car the other day on Facebook. I'm glad I found it. What an awesome car.
Thank you, man.
What is it?
67 Fairlane that we put a lot of work into.
Yeah. And what made you build a Fairlane?
It's been my dream car since I was a kid. I've been into Fords, Ford F100s, and I almost got my hands on one in high school and didn't, and regretted it. And then later decided to do it with my wife's support.
Well, it's awesome. Now, is this the debut of it?
Yes.
It is, okay.
At a big show.
How many years did it take to build?
This man built it. I don't know if y'all want to get a shot of him, but 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's incredible. So what does it have for an engine?
So this is a Coyote, Whipple supercharged Coyote with a Tremec 6-speed.
Have you had it dynoed?
Have not. And we also have an independent rear suspension. I want to throw that in there too.
Okay. Do you know what the horsepower may be?
We're thinking, just from what Whipple's telling us, 750 to 800.
Well, that's enough.
It's enough. It'll get it done, yeah.
It is a stunning color. Is this a standard color or a custom mix?
So we looked, we knew we wanted burgundy and black from the beginning, and then decided to play with, we had a graphic artist help us look at some different options, and then we put 3 or 4 different colors down on little color palettes and chose this one in the sunshine one day. It's octane red.
It is beautiful. And the interior got modern flair to it.
Yeah.
So you have Bluetooth and all that stuff in it?
Got Bluetooth, you can see the thing,
Cool.
Android Auto. Got a subwoofer in the back. It's got a nice sound system.
Are those the King Dig door handles?
They are the King Dig door handles.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, don't he?
Exactly. I hear that he's here.
Well, your builder Eugene there you done a fantastic job. Thank you. You really did. Mario, you have the most fantastic cars on your display here for TV show cars.
Yes.
So what do we got here?
Well, we have a Batmobile.
Yeah.
The 66, which was in the episodes of Batman.
Okay.
We also have the #1 Dragula with the Munster coach, which is a #3 George Barris built cars.
Okay.
And we're here featuring them at the 70th anniversary of the Detroit Autorama.
It's so cool to see these in person. Me and my wife are big fan of the Munsters. She's going to be jealous that she didn't get to see that in person. So that Dragula being #1, that was probably used in the show.
100%.
Wow.
That was used in the show. It came out in 1964. After the show, they made a movie called Monsters Go Home.
Yep.
which was featured with Fred Gwynn, which was Herman, racing it. And after that, it kind of retired and ended up in Planet Hollywood in Atlantic City, New Jersey, hanging in Planet Hollywood for many, many, many years.
Really? Wow.
And that's when John had, bought it from that point on, when they finally let it go.
Now, you take these cars and you take them to events like this and display them. That's a lot of work, isn't it?
A lot of work. You have no idea. You're loading them up, packing them, trailing them out here.
And then cleaning them
well,
again?
That's it. Cleaning them 100 times. Displaying them, setting them up, the signs, whatnot, and just it's more than you think.
Yeah, I consider myself an amateur car detailer, and I would love to clean this once.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Next
Be my
year,
guest.
if you come back, I'll come clean the Batmobile for you.
100%.
Okay?
You're hired.
All right. Brian, it's an honor to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Watch the show. It looks like a lot of fun.
It is. It's the crazy thing about it was when I was young, I used to always get told I was going to end up dead or in jail doing the type of racing. And that's why I try to tell a lot of people that if there's something that you like and that you enjoy, to follow that. Because back in the day when we were doing this, we were, a nuisance. We were looked down on, frowned upon. And I'm not saying it's the best thing to do, but it was something that I really, really was passionate about. Then it comes to where it's on TV, and now it's the cool thing. Now everybody wants to do it. And it just goes to show you that, if there's something that you enjoy, do it, whether it's cool or not, if it's something you enjoy. Because something that I was doing before that I was being told I shouldn't do, now everybody wants to do. It gets me here in the Autorama, a place that I've always came to when I was a kid. And I actually get to have a lot of young kids come here. They see the car, they get to sit inside of it. It's a great experience for them for the first time.
Yeah, that's great that you let the kids get in there. And, it's got to be an awesome experience, like you're saying, to come here as a kid and now you're the star at the Autorama, right?
Man, when I used to come here, we didn't have the most money. Sometimes you'd have to save up to come here. And I would look at these cars and wonder, how do people afford these cars, And there were some people that I actually looked up to, and when I met them, they were, not the best people. So I was kind of like, man, I wish I wouldn't have met them. And I make it a point that when I'm here, that I'm not one of those guys, because this is a race car at a car show. It's not a show car.
Right.
You can get in this thing, you can touch it. There's nothing you're going to do that I don't already do to it. So I want anyone's experience, especially if it's the first time, to be a good, positive experience. And to be able to come here and have a car in this type of format, especially in the city that I grew up in doing it, it's very, very humbling. But what I always try to incorporate in this is, when people see these cars, they see it as a whole, and I tell them, hey, I didn't buy it like this. I had to do it in stages. Because again, when I was young and I was coming here, I'm like, there's no way. How do people just go and buy this? Because, I'm 7, 8 years old. I'm thinking that they just, went and had a couple $100,000 and bought it. And that was already discouraging. I'm like, I can't do that.
Right.
So lately what I've been trying to tell people is, if there's something you want to do, don't look at it and say, I wish I could do it. Look at it and say, what do I got to do to get that? And some people have enough money where they can buy it. But if you don't, do it in stages. A lot of these cars started off as a true street car. I mean, Johnny's car right here, this thing wasn't like that. It used to be a street car. And then you would get a bigger motor. Then we get fiberglass doors. It was a 5, 6, 7 year progress. Yeah. And, it's as you get older, we lose that joy, that excitement, something to look forward to. And that's what I love about racing is, as we get older, life consumes us, and it's easy to get depressed and down. So having racing, even if you do it once a month, it could be bowling, golf, anything. Have some type of hobby that motivates you, that gets you excited, so that when you're at work and you have those bad days, you're excited. And some people, they just enjoy watching racing, and that's great too. I love it. I love going racing. In my life, when I was grudge racing, I've never once paid a punk out. So a punk out is where, let's say you're from California and I'm from Detroit, we'll bet $3,000, but we'll put $1,000 on it. So it's $1,000 and $3,000. So what that means is, if your car breaks or you don't make it, and when I show up to the racetrack, I'm getting $1,000. I can't tell you how many times I had burnt pistons, cylinder issues. I never once paid a punk out, because there were people there who would save up for a month to get to that race, that wanted to see me race.
Right.
And with the internet coming, people don't want to lose. They don't want to get in the internet and be made fun of, or their ego gets a hold of them, and you forget why you do this stuff. So I made it a point that I never in my life could have paid punk out, and sometimes it worked, sometimes I didn't. I got my butt kicked, but never any excuses. I tried, and it is what it is.
Well, you do a great job, and who knows, that kid who sits in there this weekend could be the next generation.
And that's what I say is they don't even have to get into the racing industry as far as cars.
Right.
But if it's a positive, experience for them, they may get into some other form of racing, or at least just come here and have a positive experience and understand that, hey, not everybody that builds these are multi-millionaires. I'm a plumber. I'm not anything extravagant. I work every single day with my hands. It's just, if you really, really want something and you set your mind to it, you can do it. You just got to have patience.
We've brought my hardtop car and her matching convertible. And sometimes working on the cars, I get mixed up which car I'm working on. So we restored these in the since 2014. I've been extremely busy getting these cars ready to get down here. And so far, everybody loves the cars, so having 2 cars is a lot of work. I don't recommend it, But we finally made both cars down here, so we're really enjoying this show.
And how long have you owned the cars?
Since 2014. I went out to Arizona and bought the one. I went out to Oregon and bought the other ones, and they both needed 100% restored, And luckily, a friend of mine is a painter, and he does a pretty good job and takes good care of me,
Was that the plan, to get a his and her kind of deal?
No, not at first.
Okay.
It was his and his. Now it's his and hers.
I see. Okay. Yeah, you got to take care of your wife.
Yes.
Happy wife, happy life, right?
You got it. Yeah,
Right,
we've
right.
been married for many, many years,
Now, 64 Chevelle means a lot to me because in high school I drove a 64 Chevelle SS.
Cool.
And I've told the story before. It had some rust in the back that I was unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
I filled the car up with gas. Going to meet my buddies at the mall for cruising. And as I pulled in, the car stalls and everybody's laughing at me. I looked back, the gas tank had fallen out. It was laying in the parking lot. That was the debut of my car. So it was all downhill after that.
Yeah. We would really like the Chevelle body style. And both cars are complete rotisserie restoration. That means you lift the body up off the frame and you rotate it on a rotisserie. And you powder coat everything, and you sandblast everything. There's not one nut and bolt on either car that hasn't been touched, So here we are having a good time down here in Detroit Cobo Hall. I still call it Cobo Hall. I don't care what anybody else calls it.
When Hannah makes a claim with America's Preferred Home Warranty, she's able to choose her own licensed contractor for the repairs. But why does that matter? Let's see how it benefits you. First of all, you can choose a licensed contractor you know, or someone who comes highly recommended. Also, you can choose someone available on your schedule. After all, if a repair is urgent, you don't want to be waiting for the warranty company to send someone. You want it done fast. When you choose, you're in control. Your claim is determined using an independent assessment from your licensed contractor. And you can apply your claim payment to the parts and equipment that work best for your needs and budget. Finally, Hannah loves that choosing her own licensed contractor keeps money in her local community, which is a win for everyone. Just remember to always reach out to APHW before starting repairs. It's good to have a choice, and choosing your own licensed contractor with America's Preferred Home Warranty gives you the flexibility and control you deserve.
Well, little daddy, it is an honor to meet you.
Hey, you know what? I've been coming to Cobo Hall for a long time. I can always tell in the bubble top cars where I'm at or where the picture was taken because of the lights. They all reflect in the bubble tops like that. So I've been coming to World of Wheels for a long time. You know, I don't know how long you been coming here, Mikey.
Since I was a kid. In fact, me and my wife's first date was the Autorama. And the fact that she went with me and stayed with me, I knew she was a winner, right?
Right, if you got a girl. Hey, Dad always wanted to meet a girl that owned a chrome shop. I go, Dad, there's not any girls that own chrome shops. And then I met one out in California. Her dad was a chrome plater. She got the shop.
In fact, when we were at the Autorama, I went around, I bought all these little patches. And we were driving home, and she says, what are you buying those patches for? And I said, I'm going to have my mom sew them on a jacket.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'll sew them for you. I still have that jacket to this day.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, we were under contract where my mom and dad was to build a car a year for Revell. So when I was a little kid, I was mixing plaster, you know, for all from the Beatnik Bandit on, you know. I was like 5 years old when that was built. And, you know, through the years, just building cars, going to all the shows. I grew up on the weekends at Lions Drag Strip. You know, so I saw the whole evolution of funny cars. I think about how old I am now, dude, 68, you know.
Yeah.
Big Daddy, he was born in 32, and I was born in 55, and I used to always tell the old man, you were born the year of the best Ford ever, and I was born the year of the best Chevy ever. You know, it was like, he goes, oh yeah, it was meant that way.
You must have had a great childhood with all the people he knew and all the events and everything you went.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
what
you know,
memories?
like when I think back about it, being a kid, like, you know, Von Dutch was just another friend of Dad's. Mickey Thompson, he let us into all his stadium racing because we knew him from when we were kids. And Frank Pretergon's Flamin' Coupe dragster, Dad took the rear end out of that and built his first V8 trike with it.
Wow.
So, like, Dad had a lot of friends that were in the automotive industry, and, you know, and like I said, I didn't even realize they were, like, famous or anything. You know, when we went to Von Dutch's house, and he would take us and Dutch's daughters, Lorna, and we'd get on his half track and go for a ride out around in Calabasas, California. When Calabasas, California was a nothing, you know.
Right.
Now Justin Bieber and the Kardashians live there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But like it was nowheresville. It was a dirt road Dutch lived on out there. Bud Eakins, man, you know. All those guys, you don't really, until you grow up, you realize, like, man, you know, Bud Eakins, Steve McQueen, those guys were all big stars. And the Screen Actors Guild had a little old folks home across the street from Dutch's house there in Calabasas. And we'd all be in the half track, you know, Steve McQueen's half track, waving at who knows who in the old Screen Actors Guild, the old SAG home. And I'm just going like, I look back at that, I go, you know what? Those were some great days, you know.
Right.
But Von Dutch had a pool, so I'm like, we never went nowhere. We always built cars constantly. It took a year to build a car, so. But Dutch had a pool, so when, you know, we went to Dutch's house, it's like, get your swimming trucks and jump on the hearse. We're going to Dutch's, you know.
What great memories.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
And with all that, you know, I just stayed kind of like in the automotive field. When Dad died, I built this car here. I built the Mysterion.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I was overnight success after building, you know, all those cars with Dad. But that's when I started the metal plate factory and got everything going, you know. Dad always called me a flake, and now I sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it was great to meet you, and thanks for taking the time to talk to Speed and Shine.
It was nice interviewing you, Mike. I got the microphone, so you know who's in charge.
So, Johnny Jalopy, is that your God-given name?
Yeah, when I was a little tyke, no. My mom's always called me, actually my grandmother was the first person to call me Johnny when I was a little baby.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of stuck. And then the Jalopy part was I draw a lot of hot rod cars and stuff, and all of them are very Jalopy-ish, so it stuck.
Yeah, cool. I like it. So what's your favorite car?
It's Big Daddy Roth's Beatnik Bandit. That's my favorite car of my all-time
favorite car.
So you like to own that?
Well, all the Roth cars are the best, yeah. Bears, love the Bears. Actually, all those guys from back then, the Alexander brothers, the Barris, but there's something in my heart about the Roth cars. Yeah.
So what are you working on right now?
Personal projects, like stuff like that. We're working on building our YouTube channel, which is we do a live sketching show every Monday night on YouTube.
What's the?
It's called Sketchy Live with Johnny Jalopy and Eddie B, my wife.
All right.
So we'll do go through a sketch. We'll either draw like movie cars. We'll talk about the movie itself. A lot of fun stuff like that. Kind of a tutorial thing too, which is fun. And then of course we're always working on projects at home with my own personal car. Like I've got a little Volkswagen Rat Rod that we've been working on, so that's fun.
Great. I'll have to subscribe and watch that.
Yeah,
Check
absolutely.
that out.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. All right. Are you having a great time here in Detroit?
Oh, Detroit is amazing. It's our first time coming.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome.
So it's amazing. There's so much good stuff. The basement's amazing. You go up top, then there's all the super high dollar stuff that's pretty radical.
Yeah, what's neat about, I love that stuff. I mean, the show's called, Speed and Shine. The shine's up there, the speed's up there. But down here are the people who love cars.
Yes.
And they work every day. Not that those people don't, but they're building them themselves. And they're not exactly perfect, and it's their mind.
You walk in the door when you're getting your little thing stamped and you smell the fuel and oil. You're like, okay,
yeah,
this is right.
Bruce, this is a beautiful car, and I understand you built it.
Yes, we have a team, 15 guys, and I actually do all the painting.
Wow. And how long did it take to build this?
This is like a 4-year build.
And was its purpose to be built for this competition?
Oh yeah. The owner, he wanted to get a grade 8, and we accomplished that. Now we're doing the next, the Riddler. We're going for the Riddler now.
Riddler.
So we're crossing our fingers.
Right, and when we stopped by here earlier, we couldn't do the interview because you were getting ready to be judged.
Oh yeah, that was nerve-wracking.
Was
it? It felt like the SWAT team was in here.
How many people came and looked at it?
The judges, there were 6 judges.
6?
Yeah,
okay.
And they crawled around. We had to pull the mirrors out and everything. So once that was done, I felt good.
Yeah?
But we explained everything on the car, and it went well.
So what is the car?
It's a 50 Merc that we chopped and did a lot of customization, with a Coyote motor, and try to modernize, the Merc, but at the same time keep the traditional look.
Yeah, it is. It's just stunning. I always try to pick of the 8 which one I think that'll win, and I feel really strongly. So you're who I'm interviewing.
Oh yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So. And the interior, you guys did that work too?
No, we actually had a different guy do the interior, but everything else on the car was done in-house.
So walk us through some of the standout things that you've done that changed
of course the chop, but we leaned this post forward. You almost have to, because otherwise that window gets too small.
Okay.
So what happens is the roof comes forward, and then you lay the rear window down. So.
Right.
But a lot of the modifications are underneath, and of course, all the panels that actually fit together perfectly. They're all flush mounted. Like if you look at the bottom of the rockers and stuff like that, it's all flush with the rocker. Nothing overlaps. All the bolts are matching. They're all countersunk. They're all
turned exactly the same way too.
Well, they're actually 6.8 points, so you're okay with that.
Yeah. What do you call this color?
It's orange glow over a bunch of different underbases. So it's something I've come up with, and it's kind of a trick that I developed over the years with painting. I've been painting for a long time.
I just hope that on camera it comes out as good as it looks in person.
Yeah. Well, you can see how it looks like it's fading in and out, and that's kind of what I did, to give it that super flop. Because when you got dark and bright together, it actually brings the colors out.
It does. And it's got some pretty big meats on the back there, I can see. What size tires are those?
Oh, yeah, they're 22-inch wheels. We got 20s up front. With that big quarter panel, you definitely have to have a huge wheel. It kind of like makes everything fit.
Now, did the owner have a particular thing in mind he wanted to build, or did he just let you
He
run
let
with
me
it?
do a lot of stuff, but I kind of communicated with him, you know, we kind of did it together, but I kind of threw the ideas out, and he liked most of my ideas, and we ran with it.
How many times have you competed in this?
Well, we were here last year with the Showbird, and we won the
Okay.
Riddler, and now we're here again with a different car. And we
Well-
actually got another car coming next year.
So I interviewed the wrong person last year. So.
Yeah, I guess
did.
so. Yeah. Well, I hope you're right this year.
I know, right? Wasn't that 50 Merc a beautiful car? And what an amazing build by that team. And I want to thank all the cool people we met and new friends like Johnny Jalopy, who cartooned me. I hope I don't look that old. Until next time. Do you like Camaros? Do you like Mustangs? Do you like hot rods? Do you like rat rods? This is the place to be. The 70th Annual Autorama. That was going to be a good take. You messed me up, man.